creepy lighting. I definitely have to get more lighting, but I like this. It's not showing up on the picture, but it's showing up on this other screen, like a little orb around of my cat. It's right there. Right there. It's an orb. Alright, on a serious note, I've always said in my videos that I'm gonna have a tribute to my cat. But before that, the tribute, I don't know how she died till this day. Like, when I had her, I was living on my own for 7 years, and I did not have this cat for 7 years. I had her for 2 or 3 years. I think it was 2 years. And she was my companion. I was very lonely. It wasn't I was very lonely. I was just living alone. And she was everything, just like Shane Dawson. This is everything. She was, for me, she was everything. And this cat, like, I can't see myself getting another cat. This cat sort of completed me, if that makes any sense, or that may sound completely sad, but I can't see myself getting another cat. The place I'm living at, they have a cat, and, I'm still having that kind of mindset of being around another cat. But if I was going to live on my own again, I don't think I'll get another cat. I don't want her memory to be forgotten. And this goes on through a lot of people's minds when they lose an animal. They can't just replace that animal, right? But to kind of conclude this sort of introduction to the tribute, I still don't know how she died. When I moved back, I was living on my own. I had to move back to my parents' house. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I live with my parents now. I'm like almost 35, and I lived on my own for 7 years. And when I moved back to my parents' house, she did not want to eat anymore. I know, like, her and my family's cat kind of had issues, or hissing and, growling at each other, and had, like, little attitudes, even towards us, the family members. But I don't think a cat will, like, just die because she can't get along with another cat. And yes, I took her outside, and she was a very kind of dog-like cat. She'll escape the house and, like, roam around the yard. And maybe she caught something. And so, like, I don't know how a cat will just stop eating. There's been stories out there on the internet or whatever that a cat will stop eating, or any animal will stop eating, right? If they don't have a sense of smell, because they can't smell their food. They don't know what it's going to taste like. So I don't know how. And I went to the vet. I took her to the vet. She was skinny. Like, this cat used to weigh probably like 20 pounds. Maybe I'm going a little overboard. But at the end of her death, she weighed about like 4 pounds. She completely stopped eating, man. And there's been kind of stories on the internet too where, so this will go to the screensaver mode, where a cat will just go to like a isolated area and just kind of stare, right? She'll sit and she'll just stare, or any cat will just stare at a wall or some creepy thing like that. I always felt like she saw a ghost in my basement, or in the basement, but no, she's just gonna die. Yeah, like, cats would just go to like a little area where they feel comfort. And another thing too is, like, before she died, she would just lay in her water bowl and just like put her head in it, like she's like was out of it or something. But I did take her to a vet. I paid $200 that came from my severance from my corporate job. And here's what my vet said. Here, he took a look at her. He took a fucking thing up her butt, and she was normal. There's nothing really wrong with her. And he gave me like this, like sort of like toothpaste, right? Like you put on the cat's nose, and you know they'll lick it off because it's on their nose. And he said like, you know, eventually they'll start eating again. Well, newsflash, she didn't eat anymore. She fucking died. I call that vet Dr. Death now because I don't know. I think she needed to be, like, for $200, I think this cat, Fassy Monty, needed to be checked, needed to, like, stay overnight at the vet clinic. So I don't know, I don't know what happened. That's the thing, like, I really want to know, like, I want to know why my cat died. Cats just don't stop eating because of stressful, you know, whatever, moves or whatever. She was a very social cat. So I don't know, I don't understand. Hopefully somebody out there in the big world will understand. Maybe some probably more knowledgeable clinic, or not clinic, like knowledgeable vet will know how this cat died. I just love like this little orb. It's so weird. Like this is not showing up on my screen, but it's showing up on this screen. So I don't know. Maybe my cat's with me all the time. That's another thing too. I'm having like these like reoccurring dreams about this cat. Not like reoccurring, like it's the same dream, but just like these dreams where this cat is still with me. So I'm a huge fan of Arrival. Maybe this cat, Fassy, is sort of like she's letting me dream in her language. And Arrival, I don't know why I'm bringing up Arrival, but it's like one of my beloved movies. But in Arrival, they say like, you know, some creature or some alien life or some language would eventually, though, rewire your brain to think in their language. So that's called the Sapphire Wolf hypothesis. I might be wrong about that, but I have to look that up a little bit more. That's going to be part of my Arrival kind of theories too. So yeah, I'm going to get onto the tribute, and I miss her dearly. And on a side note, I was really overworked. I was really busy. I had no energy, and thankfully, my father, he buried her in the yard. So if it wasn't for my father, she probably would have been cremated or something. And yeah, now she has a big yard to be part of. So I'm going to conclude this little introduction to the tribute and not enjoy, like, oh, I'm happy, but sympathize, whatever, I don't know. Just watch the tribute. Bye.